What's up, Heat Nation? It's your boy Sebastian, and this is the State of the Heat.
Miami Heat are champions of the basketball world.
Elimination.
And the game winner. Couldn't punch it.
And you let those guys down by, not playing in Orlando and then out kicking it somewhere. People were calling me saying, man, he's not even playing in Orlando. He at Prime 112, kicking in and eating and hanging out with folks.
Welcome back, Heat Nation, and I just personally want to thank all of you guys for just the support in the first episode. It was kind of surprising to see how many people tuned in, and I'm just a
tiny channel on YouTube.
Just a small little section on the internet, but if you guys are watching right now, I thank you for tuning in, and let's get straight into it. Jimmy Butler might be back, and the crazy thing about it is that I did not see this happening. In my last video, I was really adamant about Jimmy not being part of the future. I genuinely believe that he would be shipped off somewhere else, but it seems like the Heat are not going to be able to complete a trade for him. And this is me saying this, January 12th? So we'll see by the trade deadline if this stands true, but I don't think he's going to get traded. The Heat probably do not see that there's a suitor for him out there, so they're just probably going to hold on to him. He's going to play the rest of the season. He's going to be miserable because there's a lot going on. A lot going on down there in Miami, but beats me. But basically how everything's kind of breaking down right now, the reason why Jimmy Butler wanted the trade is all because of money. And it's really mainly about the Heat not wanting to give him an extension. The extension would have been like $60 million for 2 years. And at this stage of his career, it's kind of crazy to pay him that money, even though he can opt in for $52 million next year. And the fact that he's considering to opt out is a little crazy because I don't believe that any team would give him that amount of money, or if any team can give him that amount of money based off of how, if he were to opt out and go into free agency, I don't think a team could pay him $52 million straight up like that, because we have the new, what they call that? I sound like a casual right now. My brain is farting. Basically, it's about the new CBA, and the new CBA has all these implications on first apron and second apron, and the teams that are contending probably will not be able to give Jimmy Butler $52 million next year. So I think that he's probably going to stay. It's probably going to be miserable. Pat Riley has gotten into it with many players, including Tim Hardaway, which I will get to real quick. But it's not, this situation is going to be dragged out longer than we think it is. And speaking of Tim Hardaway, he basically got on air and basically confirmed that Jimmy Butler kind of quit on the team, which is something that I've seen all over Heat Twitter. It's been popping everywhere. A lot of fans are just fed up that Jimmy just kind of just didn't care. He's taking one-legged threes in games. He's just going out, doing anything about his business, and nobody's really liking it because we're trying to contend, and really, I believe, is our last year of really this core. After this year, it should be blown up, or whoever is going to be prioritized on the franchise, who's the lead, I don't think it's going to be Jimmy Butler's team from after this season. It should not be, in my opinion. That the ship has sailed. We really have to invest in our younger players, but it's just honestly chaotic what's going on right now. And it's honestly just wild seeing how Tim Hardaway really just came out and just spoke on it. He basically said that, Jimmy Butler was out eating food with his friends when he was supposed to be sick against Orlando, and the Heat really sent a 10-page paper to the Players Association to justify the suspension, because I believe Jimmy appealed the suspension, but it's going to get upheld. I'm pretty sure it's upheld. But it's honestly is crazy seeing how this thing has unfolded, seeing how the relationship between Jimmy and Pat has completely deteriorated. It's kind of mad thinking about it, but hey, this is where we are right now. Another thing we can throw into the fold of why probably Jimmy wanted that money is this is a little bit of like a drama, not really basketball related, but his personal life. And it did come out saying that he's paying like $50,000 a month child support and his own situation with his baby mom, but that might be a contributing factor to why Jimmy Butler wants that $60 million a year. But hey, man, to each his own. We all got stuff to take care of, and hey, he's got his own financial situations, and he obviously is gunning for that max contract. I don't think he's going to get it. The Heat, Pat Riley would rather roll into his grave than shell out that type of money to a player at this stage in his career. We've seen it with Wade. We've seen it with a bunch of older players, older vets. Once their time is gone, they're gone, especially with this team. And it's kind of sad seeing how this is all just transpiring, and it's a little frustrating, but hey, we just got to get through it. Second part is the youth movement. I said this in my last video, and I'll say it again. The Heat need to go all in our youth. We got to go in. We got to really put all these young guys on the floor, let them develop, let them make mistakes, let them hoop, and let's see who really deserves to be on the team next year, who's really a piece that we can use for either trading or a centerpiece that fits along the core of Bam and Tyler Hero. And the guys that I want to highlight in this video are Jovic, Jaime, and Ware. And especially since Jimmy got suspended, we've seen Jaime and Jovic get increased minutes. And in those minutes, they've been hooping. Jaime, I think he had a triple-double a couple games ago. And then Jovic against the Blazers had a terrific night. I said in the last video I jumped off the Jovic train. And it's mainly because it's just really confusing how Spo coaches. Spo's rotations are so like kind of like flip-floppy, yin-yangy. It's like all over the place. And it's like I feel like Jovic doesn't really have the opportunities to really thrive in a role. I've said this. I think I've said this on Twitter a couple of times. I said that Jovic should be used as a point forward and not a big. And I feel like he should have never been put out as like a power forward next to Bam, because that's not his strength. He's a tall dude, but he's not like, he doesn't really fit the entire build of a power forward. He's really kind of like a 3 and a 1. He's really kind of like a point forward type of player, and we're seeing him on the court be effective in that type of role. And Jaime, he's starting to kind of get back into the feel of his rookie self, and I'm glad to see it. He's really been aggressive, attacking, been sharp off the ball, and his defense has even picked up a little bit. But these are all things I like to see, especially in development of second-year players, because they're all going to find that difficulty in their second year of trying to like break through again. Because every player's rookie year is really kind of like a surprise to all teams. They all realize, hey, this guy's kind of good, or we didn't expect this guy to be this good, or this guy's really a contributor from day one, or this guy starts to like pick up after the All-Star break. And Jaime, from day one, he was really just an immediate contributor, playing significant minutes, filling in for players, starting some games. And this year it's been kind of slow, but now we're seeing him starting to like pick things up and really get back on schedule, and I'm glad to see that. And last is Khalil Ware. I shouted him out in the last video, and I said that he needs to really get more minutes and get more playing time. And yes, I do agree that he should, but I kind of agree with kind of how Spo's been managing his minutes a little bit, because there's one thing I've kind of realized, and some other Heat fans have realized, that he's not really the greatest rebounder at his size, which is a little alarming because he's like 7'1", and guys that tall, guys with those type of wingspans, they should be able to rebound with ease. What I have been watching in these Heat games is that his like boxing out and his positioning is really bad. Like, there'll be times where like the play will reset. Somebody will grab, like, let's say Haywood Highsmith grabs an offensive rebound. He won't be near like the basket. Like, he'll just be kind of like at the free throw line, and then he'll just be standing there, and then there will be a shot that goes up, and he's not even in positioning to even get a rebound, which is troublesome to watch. But hey, he's a rookie. He's going to keep improving, keep getting better. But that's one thing I do want to see him improving. But outside of that factor, he's done amazing, in my opinion. With limited minutes, he's getting like 18 minutes a game. But I saw us on Twitter like the other day. It was like he's leading the rookies in points per game in the calendar year 2025. So in the first 12 days of the year, he's done the best. But hey, whatever Ware is doing, I'm a big fan. I hope that he continues to go on an upward trajectory, because I feel like he has a lot of potential. And as long as the Heat keep developing these guys to kind of reach their max potential, what they're fully capable of doing, I believe he'll reach that. The third segment is all about Scary Terry, or Not So Scary Terry. It's been kind of frustrating this season with Terry Rozier. He's really been kind of just having a down year, in my opinion. I'm not even going to lie. All Heat fans, we were ecstatic when he got traded here, because we were kind of tired of Kyle Lowry and knowing that he really didn't contribute as much as he did when he initially signed to the Heat. And we felt like, hey, we kind of got a guy that is young. I think Terry's like, on the flip side, about to be on the flip side of 30, or he's already there, but he's got some legs left in his, obviously got some legs left in his career. But like, this year it's been extremely frustrating. I think it goes back to last season with how he's played. There'll be some times where he just can't finish around the rim. Like, it's been a problem since I watched last season. It'll be just layups at the rim, he just continuously just misses them. And it's frustrating to watch in game, because it's like, I know that I used to play basketball, but I'm not anywhere near NBA level. But you would think that it is kind of simple to lay the ball up. But hey, I'm not a pro. So, and I'm sitting on my couch right now just talking about Heat basketball. So I will not be as harsh as some other people are. Some other people are. But, I'm just saying that from an outside point of view. I wish that, he finishes around the rim better. He's had kind of like a slump with his shooting also. He doesn't provide that much on defense, and it's really kind of head scratching why he's still getting the minutes he gets in the rotation. And it's mainly because Drew Smith went down, and that's one big part of the season that I feel like people kind of gloss over. Drew Smith was going to make the leap as like the Heat starting point guard, I believe, especially by trade deadline time. I think that Spo would have handed him the keys to the starter position, but he just unfortunately got injured again, and now we're just stuck with Terry out there on the floor. And it's not really like the worst thing in the world, because we could have worse production at the point guard position, but it's just like, we just got to deal with what we got. and hopefully he turns things around sooner than later, because it doesn't seem like we can trade him away. His trade value, if not, got worse. I tweeted this the other day, and I said that his trade value is so low that the Heat might have to get rid of a pick to take him off the team. I forget who it was. I think Dwayne Dedman, when he got traded away, we had to get rid of a pick to trade him. So it might be one of those situations, but I don't think the Heat are in any situation to be dealing or getting rid of draft picks. They need to be adding draft picks. So I think Terry Rozier is gonna stick with this team just like Jimmy is, but it's just very annoying seeing him on the floor, especially when I feel like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson should be starting next to each other and not Terry anymore. But to each his own. I don't know Spo's brain. I kind of don't want to know Spo's brain, because I feel like the basketball maniac, the basketball genius, probably has so much ideas in that skull of his. But and who knows? One day I might get to pick his brain one day, but his brain is probably just all over the place. Lastly, it's the pulse. The pulse of this fan base right now is really in limbo. We kind of don't know where the team direction is going. We don't know if Jimmy Butler is going to be back, if he's going to be traded, and that is a massive part of this fan base. I said this in the last video. Jimmy coming to this team has brought the whole team, whole fan base together. He is really this team right now. As good as Tyler Hero is playing, as good as Bam Adebayo plays, Jimmy Butler is really this team right now. And we don't know if our best player really is going to be on this team post-trade deadline. And some people still want Jimmy to come back, the Heat to make one last run and see if we got any juice going into the postseason. Because we've had one, I think we've won our last 3 games. We're on a 3-game winning streak after dropping that bad game in Sacramento, which we should have won. But I think the Heat are in a good position to be a top 4 seed in the East this season. With, I don't want to say with or without Jimmy, because I don't know if things could go completely left. But the team is playing good basketball right now without Jimmy Butler. And I don't know that if he comes back, will the team chemistry get messed up? We're just going to see Jaime and Jovic get stashed on the bench again? It's just a lot, very, very confusing that's just going on. And it's just kind of wild. And another wrinkle to the fold is that we're divided. We're kind of just there's a bunch of people in the fan base that want to go all in on youth movement. Get rid of Jimmy, get rid of Terry, and just bring out all of our young guys. Sioux Falls, got the guys from Sioux Falls, all of our young talent. Let's run them out there. Let's see what they got. And there's some people that say, let's run it back with Jimmy, bring him back. Let's see whatever we got left, and let's see if we can just, try to make something shake in this postseason. And me, the way I'm at right now is I don't even know. I've said I want the youth movement, and I agree. I believe that going young is the direction the Heat should go in, but there is a part of me that wants to root for that underdog squad going into the playoffs again with Jimmy Butler. And we all know that when playoffs come and the Heat are there and Jimmy Butler is healthy, that we don't know where this will go. And a part of me just wants to see it one last time. And I hope that, the rest of the season kind of just goes at least somewhat smoothly. It's kind of crazy seeing how all the bumps and bruises and scratches and all this stuff that's happened, but All we can do is just root for the team, watch these games, tweet and argue with each other on Twitter, tune into the media, tune into the State of the Heat, and just keep interacting with each other. I thank you all for tuning into episode 2 of State of the Heat, and I just want to ask for some suggestions. Should I make 2 videos a week? Right now I make 1 and it drops on Sunday, but maybe I can just drop another video within the week. I make a lot of content, so it's kind of wild me trying to shell out a lot, but I am committed on giving you guys the best level-headed Heat content out there. So if you guys want to see more from me, let me know in the comment section. Comment how you feel about the team. If you're happy, sad, upset, frustrated, let's air it out. Let's talk. And you can always just shoot me up on Twitter, Spellburner, interact with me. I'm always on, I'm always active, I'm always here for a conversation. See you guys, and I'll see you guys on the flip side, alright?